Well, welcome back. What we're going to do over the next few videos is build upon what we did in the first video. In the first video, we talked about the flow of costs, how everything's in its own inventory account, and those 4 different inventory accounts, and how those flow through to become cost of goods sold. We're going to go through how to do that in QuickBooks. We'll do an entire transaction or purchase by a customer and walk through how each change or each thing we do affects the financial statements, and so it will all be very clear. We start by going to, well, what we're going to do today is we're going to set up our inventory accounts. We go to Lists here at the top and click on Chart of Accounts, or you can use the keyboard shortcut, Control-A. Now, you've probably got already an account set up called Inventory or Inventory Asset, depending on how it shows up in your QuickBooks. But again, we don't want just the one account. In fact, we're never going to have a transaction that's directly in this account 1200 in my case. What you want to do, right-click, and click on New, or again, there's a keyboard shortcut. You can hit Control-N, and it does the same thing. So right-click, New, and you want to do an Other Account Type. Click that. This drops down, and you want Other Current Asset. Click on that. Notice Inventory is one of the things that this is used for. Click Continue. And I like to use account numbers. You don't have to. For me, I find it easier to keep things organized and quicker to use. So I'm going to make one account, 1201, and I'm going to call it Raw Material. And I'm going to make it a sub-account of our inventory account that already exists. I'm going to save in New. 1202, I'm going to have an account called Work in Process. Again, it needs to be a sub-account of inventory. Again, save in New. 1203, I'm going to make Finished Goods. It's a sub-account of inventory. And finally, I'm going to make 1205, and the reason I'm skipping a number is just to draw a little more attention to this account, Factory Overhead. It's a little bit different than the others, and it doesn't matter what the number is really, but I just, again, want to point it out. So that's inventory, again, sub-account of inventory. Save and close, and now you see how it's set up. It's got inventory, and it's got the sub-categories. So every time we do an inventory transaction, we're actually going to put it not in this one, not in the inventory account, but in any of the sub-accounts, raw material, work in process, finished goods, or factory overhead. All those flow up. So everything does happen in this account, but nothing happens directly in account 1200. It's all a function of what happens in these other accounts. So what we're going to do next, and won't do it now, it'll be on the next video, but we're going to talk about how to set up items and how to attach those items to these different accounts.